So as you can see in all those examples, I would consider those examples of no contest bench. So what I mean by that is they wouldn't count. I've been seeing a lot of bench press videos in recent of people literally lifting their arse up using slingshots and being fucking idiots. So what am I going to say as a person who, respects form over anything else? I'm going to call out the bullshit and say these are not bench presses. These are more hip thrusts than anything. And the woman is clearly a bit, flexible. Which, respect to her. I'm pretty sure not many people can do that. But still, it doesn't count as a bench press because you're not technically benching it off your fucking chest. You're benching it off your rib cage that's essentially stacked on top of you. And it's not very healthy to do that either. So, in today's video, I'll be telling you how to bench properly and what I do to bench properly. So, when it comes to bench press, I'm recovering from an injury in my shoulder. So, after doing this, I'll show you here. And also correlation with you doing MMA, which I'm pretty sure is the main cause of my shoulder impingement, was the fact that my bench press form was awful, as you could see in that video. And I made a lot of tweaks to my form, and this is what I look like right now. You can see that I'm fully stationary, I'm using my legs, and I'm keeping my butt on the bench, and I'm using a belt, which you're probably wondering, why the fuck are you using a belt? The reason why I use a belt is because I hyperextend my back. And the hyperextension can lead to a lot of injuries. So like, any spinal injuries, muscular injuries that I do not want. And it just keeps me from hyperextending and also keeps me from lifting my arse up. It's just there to remind me not to lift my arse up and, prevent injury. It genuinely doesn't help with any strength. It just helps get rid of that mind, the thing to lock in on. So when it comes to bench, I don't want to be thinking of multiple fucking things. Hence why I've got the bell around me, even though it's not like, 160 or whatever. Because I might as well get used to it, because I probably will need it when I get to higher weights. And that's genuinely the plan, to get to higher weights and do it with proper form, unlike the people in this video. So, essentially, I will go to my trusty little bench in my in this like studio bit, but I'll go to my rickety bench and I'll show you my little cues. So as you can see here, I'm in my raw state of paleness, and here's my trusty little bench here, and I'll just essentially show you what I do to what my cues are. So I basically lay back like usual. So I'm laying on the bench and I grab hold of the bar. So like wherever you want to put the bar. Like I'm more of a close grip, just for stars. So some people are here, some people are here. Just try and get your grip, measure with your thumbs or whatever. So, and then I grab up and then I squeeze my back and then I activate my legs. This gives me this arch. This arch, it enables me to engage my core and lower back in order to essentially push that way. Because with a bench press, it's not up and down, regardless of what some people may think. It's essentially, I'm pushing with my legs that way. Because when it comes to bench pressing for powerlifting, it is a 1 rep max, which isn't ego lifting compared to a lot of people. But this arch allows to engage the core and bang. So that's what kind of the cues I use. I use measure, pull back, and then engage legs. So I get my legs in the position at last, and that enables the leg drive, because the leg drive pushes through my entire body and into my arms in order for it to go, whoa, and that is essentially what the bench press is. You are pushing through your entire body to, get the weight up. And that's kind of the stuff I use. But yeah, when it comes to just bench press, it's down to whatever's your preference. Some people have their feet back here, which it gives them more of an arch, but I don't see really the point in more of an arch unless you're incredibly weak. The arch is there for like stability mainly, and if you can arch probably to where you're like your butt's here and your head's here, it probably won't count because it's too ridiculous and a bit too dangerous, and they don't want any injuries, of course. But essentially, that is what I do. And don't be doing what these people are doing online, using slingshots, essentially lifting their ass up and, you know, stuff like that, because it will lead to injury down the line. And I'll just put you a bit face up here so you can see all the washing. But yeah, it will lead to injury. And no one likes injuries because injuries lead to depression, and no gym is depression. So essentially, just keep it nice and safe. Don't use all these fucking fancy slingshots and blah blah blah, doing all this rubbish. Just stick to the weight you can do. So I have many program videos, you can watch those. And essentially, just don't be a dickhead and fuck yourself because you'll cry yourself to sleep. But yeah, that's essentially what I do to bench press. And if you want me to go over some benching techniques and programs, then by all means, like this video. And yeah, I'll get working on it. But anyway, we'll get into today's 3-day workout because I need to get through all these videos because yeah, I'm very far behind. I'm already on week 1 of 1 reps, and I'm currently trying to release all the 2 reps. So yeah, essentially back end of the week, hypertrophy and a bit of strength training. So we got chest and arms. So essentially it's bench, a bit of strength work involving incline press, skull crushers, and the rest is a bit of hypertrophy, like shoulders and biceps, because I've already stimulated mostly my chest, my shoulders, and my triceps. Then we go over to leg day. Leg day, of course, doing pole squats, RDLs, Bulgarian split squat on a Smith now. So we'll definitely be doing that in future because it feels a lot better, and you know, I might get some more out of it. And essentially doing upper body day after that, so I'll call this upper lower. But when it comes to upper body day, it's mainly a bit of bench strength training, as well as just doing the rest of my muscles to ensure that they grow, essentially. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy today's video because yeah, it's been a pain in the ass to get this out because video ideas. But anyway, we'll get straight into chest and arms, then to leg day, and then to upper body day. I'll see you in the gym. So starting off with tempo bench, 110, fairly light yet again. You can see that I'm using a belt here. So essentially, like I said, it only helps with like, you know, not hyperextending my spine. I use it in all my sets, even though they're not like, you know, extremely hard. So like 100 isn't really like extremely hard, but it just gives me that, you know, stability, but also, you know, just helps me not overfuck my back because, you know, like most people, I like my back and I like it intact. So essentially it just gives me that, you know, I can take that out of my mind and think more about, you know, trying to push myself and, you know, my form tweaks, because I still have a bit to go when it comes to bench press, but like in my video, you know, I'm still learning, and you know, I might make more tweaks in the future. I mean, when it comes to incline press, which you'll see in a bit, I don't need a belt because I'm not inherently trying to arch. I'm trying to just get chest and shoulder stimulation, which you'll see right here. That 80 kilogram, which it isn't that much, but I've done like 90 kilogram on many days, and I don't need a belt. Like I'm more focused on trying to put the weight up, and yeah, sometimes I do lift myself to try and use some body English to get up, but that's for like you know, incline press. I'm not planning to compete with incline press competition, but when it comes to just bench press, it just allows me to, you know, tear down my mind and focus more on what matters. So yeah, essentially it's just there as a, you know, back breaker preventer. But anyway, we're going on to skull crushers, which I had no one to help me, so I had to essentially clean and jerk it up to my chest and then sit down and then go to town, which yeah, it was quite annoying, but you know, sometimes you gotta do things by yourself, and yeah, that's just the pain of it, because when it comes to you know, trying to do some skull crushers, sometimes I don't have anyone there because no one's at the gym at that time, or, you know, just trying to get my session in. But when it comes to just like skull crushers in general, I think I can get it up fairly easy. It's just I started using a spotter once my shoulders started hurting, and I was like, I need more reps as well. So yeah, I might have to do it on a different day where people are available to actually help me, because the gym was quite empty on this day, and yeah, I didn't think of asking anyone because they didn't look like they would be able to lift it onto my hands. But yeah, lesson kind of learned. Just make sure you got someone there to help you with your skull crushers, because put those skull crushers to failure, and yeah, help with your tricep strength and get bigger. But also, getting bigger, preach curls. Gotta preach that curl in order to get nice and swole. So women won't want my pole. Yeah, I don't know, because the truth in it is that women don't really care about muscles. I'm only doing this for my own self-gain, and the fact that I'm chronically addicted to this pain that torments me, which is the gym. But the gym is great in a way of like releasing stuff. So like, you know, anger, whatever's confuddling your mind at the moment, the gym will be able to do that for you. It'll be able to release those emotions so you do not enact it on other people, because enacting your emotions on other people is inherently selfish and stupid. So by lifting some heavy ass weight and, you know, doing some curls till failure, it'll get those emotions out, and you don't need to do anything else, because violence is never the answer, as they say. But lifting weights is definitely the answer, because well, who doesn't like to lift a bunch of weights? Probably a bunch of pussies. But when it comes to just breech curl, I think it's a great exercise for biceps, because, you know, you're just engaging the bicep itself and a bit of the forearm, but that doesn't really matter. But when it comes to breech curl, I found it's increased my arm size by quite a significant margin, and yeah, I want you, the viewer, to do some breech curls, because I'm pretty sure your arms are so skinny, very skinny. So get them nice and swole. But anyway, onto some lateral raises, trying to make those shoulders bulge out. I don't know, like bulge out to the point where you can't fit through fucking doors. Yeah, motivation right there. But yeah, the only exercise for like shoulders, other than like incline press, if you count it as like a front delt exercise, but I don't really count it as a front delt exercise, because you're engaging your chest and front delt, so it's similar in a way. But yeah,
try to get those nice round delts by doing these exercises. It's essentially a Y raise. I find it way better than the stupid shit of putting a cuff on. Because I've used cuffs before because my friend was doing them, and I honestly felt like they were the shittest thing ever. And if your grip's giving out on on that weight, I think you need to figure something out and hopefully get your life in order. But yeah, we'll be going on to posing and then on to leg day. So, leg day, starting off with 160 squat for 2 and then doing 150 for 5, paused. So, essentially, these help you with getting out of the hole, many people call it. It's where you're in the bottom position and you're essentially in the full depth squat position and powering back up. I believe these work because when it comes to strength, it's time under tension. So like when you are down there, you are putting your body underneath so much tension, and in order to bounce back up, you need that strength. And I find that many people who suffer with like hip flexor issues, like I used to have, will definitely find this exercise incredibly good, because when it comes to sitting in that position, it enables your body to adapt to that said stimulus and able to adapt to your hip flexors underneath all that pressure. And I find it works. So take it from a person who has had a hip flexor issue. But anyway, doing 170 on fucking RDLs. Call me the BBL master. I mean, fucking hell, have you seen my glutes? But yeah, hamstrings definitely working out very, very well. And yeah, essentially it's like a stiff leg deadlift, but RDLs, I prefer them because, I've found the stronger I get on them, the better my deadlift, and I'm planning on getting like 4 plates on this shit. So hopefully in due time I'll be able to get 4 plates and be insanely happy about myself. But anyway, on to everyone's fucking favourite. We're doing some Bulgarians, and everyone just left the video right here because they were like, I ain't doing this shit. Essentially on a Smith machine, I find it way better because I'm trying to get strength as well, but it also stretches out my hip flexor, which is a great addition to split squats, because I've had hip flexor issues in the past, and I find that doing split squats enables for that stretch and releases that pressure. And yeah, split squats are very good. I might go back to dumbbell at some point, or just do it a different day, but as of now, split squats on the Smith machine, it looks pretty good because I get a bit of a stimulus on my legs in like hypertrophy setting, because when I did dumbbells, it wasn't really stimulating anything. It was like helping with strength, of course, but like I didn't really feel it in my legs. I just went with the motion because it helped me stretch out, it helped with my balance and stuff. But I feel like after a bit, I'm certainly going to push myself a lot more on a Smith machine than using dumbbells. And plus my grip giving out all the fucking time because it's so tired after the week. But yeah, I can finally get way more reps and way more weight, and might even lead to more gains in the long run. But anyway, leg extensions, doing it with single leg, because I find single leg way better, because you're focusing on that one side of the rectus femoris. You're focusing on the rectus femoris. You put the chair far back and you're focusing on one side of the rectus femoris, and then you're doing your other side, which, if you don't know, the rectus femoris is that long muscle that looks like a penis. If you've ever seen any bodybuilders flex their legs, yes, it does look like a massive dong, but we do like that aesthetic, especially when it comes to building some massive ass quads. Because the rectus femoris is just like knee extension, and it's basically the only like quad that doesn't really get stimulated with like push movements. So by doing your leg extensions, it just like, you know, stimulates that bit, and also finishes off the quad, I like to find, because you know, sometimes you feel it in the teardrop muscle, sometimes you feel it on the side, you know. It's just a nice finisher to the quads, I like to feel. Yeah, finished off the quads and then be going on to you know, the hamstrings. Hamstrings are very important even though you don't see them, because imagine you're looking at a person from the side and you just see they got a massive fucking cake and then they got some decent quads and then they got no hamstrings. It's kind of a weird look, let's be honest. You look like Kim Kardashian gone wrong. So do your fucking hamstrings, because RDL's extremely good for hamstrings. It stretches it in the lengthened position, and leg curls, even though this leg curl isn't really that great, it still does the hamstrings in a shorn position, which activates different parts of the hamstring. And I can't name the certain muscles off the top of the head because they're all Latin, and Latin sucks, because it's the most bullshit language I've ever had to learn. But yeah, when it comes to you know, hamstrings, it's like that pokey out bit. When it comes to curls, it activates that pokey out hamstring muscle. If you've ever flexed your hamstring, you'll be able to feel a muscle poke out as far as the other ones do, and that comes from, you know, doing your hamstrings and, you know, building those hamstrings up, and it looks good from the back. I mean, as well as for the ladies, it builds that, you know, builds up to the glutes, so double whammy right there. But anyway, adductors, my stabilizer muscles, but also to look better from the front because it enlarges the leg, like the femur leg muscles overall, because, you know, the inwards muscle, so like it essentially closes your legs and provides stability if you're in like a sumo stance, which of course I do a sumo squat. So yeah, it provides not only aesthetics but also functionality. So, but anyway, we'll be moving on to upper body day after this. There'll be no leg posing because I speak for too long. But anyway, see you on the upper body day. So upper body beginning with 105 because I am doing my max outs literally in 48 hours from this time, and yeah, just keeping it nice and light, and then going to absolutely destroy myself in the next, you know, video, so you'll be able to see. But yeah, looking all good, and yeah, nothing really to complain about with bench press because it's just looking fairly good. Nothing really going on. There's no shoulder pain. There's no anything. I might even show how I warm up in a video or a short, you know, because it's think it's quite renowned that what I do. You know, like a lot of people do it, do like the little warm ups I do because they fuck their shoulder as well. But I tend to find the help, warm up the shoulders, and you know, rather not be out of commission for a long time as well. So just adds to that. But yeah, we'll be going on to more hypertrophy stuff. So like, you know, doing some flies for chest, doing some shoulders, so lower raises, and then basically going through the motions on every upper body part just for like a couple exercises. But yeah, chest, doing like flies because I decided when I was creating this program to essentially divide my chest day up, because I do like a whole chest day on Monday, and then I do like kind of a strength chest day on Thursday. So like I'm doing incline press, which kind of stimulates your pecs, but also when it comes to doing flies, it just directly stimulates your pecs. And also, you know, I just decided to do that just to save time, and I might just inherently just shove it to you know, Thursday, because Thursday's quite you know, light anyway. And because I think it's mainly because I couldn't get a machine or something. Like these double cable machines that you see here are very, very hard to get onto when it's busy, and could be a right pain in the ass to do some chest flies. So essentially I try to avoid doing chest flies on busy days, but sometimes that can't be avoided, and you have to wait a long time. And yeah, hopefully in the future might just shove chest day to Monday and Thursday, because I do find my chest is a lacking part, and you know, I need to build it out more. And I don't know if that's because I'm splitting it up and not really doing much, but I might switch up a couple exercises in the future and see how that goes, because my shoulder might be fit enough to do incline press again, so that'll be very fun to get back into. And yeah, looks pretty good in the long run. Anyway, shoulders, doing some lower raises as usual. And yeah, I've been told I've gotten a lot bigger over time, so that's a big compliment. And yeah, it's a good response that you know, I'm getting bigger, I'm getting stronger. All good signs that I am actually progressing in the gym. I mean, I think my end goal with the gym really is not really to have an end goal, because I want to see how strong I can get, how big I can get, and regardless of, you know, anything, because unlike a lot of people, I don't do this to really look good for other people. I do it to look good for myself. And when it comes to building a physique that I want, it's just like whatever my physique can turn into kind of thing, because I do think I've got fairly okay genetics, and you know, when it comes to strength, I'd say I'm decent, but I'm not like, you know, the next fucking messiah of powerlifting. But it's trying to push myself as far as I can. That's the main goal with this gym journey. And if my shoulders become like Death Stars, then that's great. You know, that's only an addition to what I'm doing, because, you know, the gym for me isn't like a beauty competition. It's you know, it's kind of a way of my life really, because lack of a better word, but I just want to get big, as strong as possible, that's all. And yeah, if that means I lose the female appeal, which I never fucking had in the first place, to be honest, but if I lose the female appeal, so be it. I'm happy doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, doing triceps, building some bigger triceps with tricep push down. Essentially, I had to use one arm push downs because these stacks do not go up as far as other ones, and the other ones were taken. So I was like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna have to do the Sam Sulek push down. But I'm not complaining. I mean, they do the job. It's just like, I feel like push downs stimulate more of your, what is it called, log head. But these tricep push downs kind of stimulate more of your lateral head, which is the one that's more towards your body. So like the one that's attached to kind of your lat and your shoulder, and the one that goes further down. It's the biggest muscle in the tricep. And yeah, of course you can absolutely stimulate the shit out of it, but and I want more of my tricep being stimulated instead of just being one muscle in the tricep, because I want big triceps. I want to, look good in a lot of t-shirts. Well, from my perspective, look good in t-shirts, but yeah, I just want to, push myself that more. But anyway, onto back, doing some cable rows. You're probably thinking, I know this is an upper body day, but why are you doing back on a Saturday? You're probably because essentially I don't get as much back stimulus as as I used to, because I added this in because my old program said only one back day, and I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do some more back. And it doesn't help strength at all. It just helps increase size, and that's what I want alongside strength. And those are my goals, because I do want to look strong and be strong. Because this whole argument of people saying, I'd rather be strong than look strong. If you look like a twig and then you lift 500 kilo, let's say, in some hypothetical world, you can lift 500 kilo, but you look like a stick. No one will believe you, and no one will care. But if you look like you can, and you can, just more bonuses. But anyway, onto lats, doing some lat pull downs, then moving on to lat pullovers. I see lat pull down as kind of what you start off with when you're doing lats. So you essentially trying to waste your arms away, because when you're doing lat pull down, you're not supposed to pull with your arms in a way, but you still inherently do, because you're trying to target your lower lats, which I'm of course trying to target and trying to build out my lower lats, so I have that better looking back. And essentially the lat pullovers act as more of a, they add more to the workout, because it kind of does your lower lats, but also mainly provides stimulus to your upper lats, which is the whole flare out kind of thing. And yeah, when it comes to lats, I feel like my flare out's okay, but by adding in these, I'm able to stimulate a bit more of my lower back, but also more of my lats, which inherently I want to grow, because I want to get as big as possible and see where my genetics actually take me. Because the best thing about the gym is you can see how far you can go. Like, you can do anything. You can be the fastest person, you can be the strongest person, you can be the biggest person you can be. Like, be the best version of yourself. It's all about the gym, because being the best version of yourself is the most rewarding thing you can come up with. Like, push yourself, stop being a pussy. But anyway, doing some biceps, and yeah, finished off the workout like that, I think. I don't know if I did any forearms this day, because usually I leave it out because it's kind of boring, because it's pretty much what I do all the time. But I do like hammer curls, and then just wrist curls, which is essentially increasing your grip and all that kind of shit. But anyway, we'll be moving on to posing after doing some biceps, so you'll get to see the physique yet again for the second time. So But anyway, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you watching, and please consider liking and subscribing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.